It's showtime.
That actually is kind of fitting for today.
It is. It is.
Like that's lights, camera, action works for today because we're talking about knives in movies, movie knives.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, that's a great kind of segue there. Move my phone over here so it can charge. And before we kind of start talking about what our favorite movie watches or movie knives are, this show is about movie knives. We may do, and Alex and I were just talking about that before we came on, about doing another video about movie watches. That's why I kind of slipped there. But before we tell you our favorites or whatnot, when somebody says movie knife, what do you viewers think of first? Put that in the comments.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be
I'd like to
really
hear
interested to see.
what first comes to your mind when you hear movie knife. And we'll just tell, what were you carrying today, Alex, and what were you wearing as a watch while people kind of join in and comment what their favorite movie knife is.
Well, as a Rambo, I knew it.
Boom. Boom. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. End of the story. Thanks everybody for joining. I think we just covered it, and away we go.
Yeah. Yep.
So
good ones. And we got 2 for Rambo. We got 1 for Michael Myers.
Yep. So you guys joining as we say hello to people, put in the comments what first comes to mind when you hear movie knife. Let us know in there before we tell you what our thoughts and feelings are. But Alex, what were you wearing as a watch, and what were you carrying as a knife today?
So as a watch, I was wearing the King Seiko, the Seiko King Samurai.
Okay.
I really like this watch. It's a nice upgrade to the standard Samurai because it's got the sapphire crystal on it versus the Crystal X they usually use.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a cool kind of like grenade pattern, which is kind of
that's right. It's kind of like the hatch pattern in there.
Yeah, it's got like a little. So I like that. I wore that today. I went to the gun range, so I kind of wanted some tactical shit. I had the PM2 with the Emerson Wave.
Okay.
With the Aramis scales.
Yep.
And it's kind of interesting because I was gonna modify this thing, but I decided I kind of like the G10 black scales. It kind of goes with it. So.
So those are the stock scales on that one?
No, these are actually Aramis custom.
Those are the Aramis ones, right? Yeah. Okay.
But I bought this knife secondhand, and it came with these and the factory scales, so I left these on because I kind of.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. And yes, that push dagger from Total Recall, that's a good one. I've always wanted that knife.
What were you carrying, Dirk?
So I was wearing, and I just took it off, the Omega Planet Ocean that's loaned in from a buddy, David, that this was actually a Bond watch. This is my first real handling of an actual James Bond watch, not the one he actually wore, but the model from the movie Quantum of Solace in 2008. So super excited to hang out with this for a little bit. It is for sale. If somebody's interested, please let me know. I've got a full video coming on it very soon. And then in my pocket, I had this Cuspid Junior that this Instagram viewer made in his garage. And if you didn't see the unboxing that I released this morning, you're doing yourself a disservice and you need to go watch it. This is completely, he made everything. Like he made the hardware. He made the bearing races. He made the bearing cages. Like he made everything in his garage. He has a real job, but he wanted a challenge. And he likes to like tinker with stuff. So he made a freaking knife in his garage and he bought a heat treat. Like he obviously bought the carbon fiber and he bought the steel. That's about it. He bought his own heat treat oven. He bought his own mill. He bought his own, like I've got a list of all the materials equipment that he bought and learned how to use. so that as a hobby, he could make a few knives in the garage. And
I think that's cool.
Mechanical pencil and a pen, titanium pens. It blows me away. Go check out that video because you're like missing out.
It's so interesting to me how he aspirated like all those holes in the blade and everything, and of course the large pivot's cool too.
Yeah,
But
it's crazy. And
really
good.
And then the flipper looks kind of unique on it, and I mean, it's just
everything is
it's
so unique. I have like one little complaint that I've already told him about, so I'll share, is the pocket clip. It rides pretty high, right? That's where it's going in. So I wish the pocket clip maybe was a little more deep carry, like not deep carry. I'm not that, but if it was maybe moved up, or if the attachment point was moved, if there was a little bit deeper in the pocket, other than that, I can't find anything wrong with it. And
what is he?
The fifth one he's ever made.
What does he call his brand? Did he brand it yet?
DC. It's the initials, his first initial and his last initial, which is actually X, but in Selic, I think is how you pronounce it. The Ukrainian language, it translates to D and C. So it's a D and C.
Ukrainian?
Culprit Junior, and the junior is for his son, and culprit is the pointy part of your teeth. Cuspid is the pointy part of your tooth, and so he named it Cuspid Junior is the model, and he was born in the Ukraine.
Interesting.
And
so
he's
we got Ukrainian
making
making knives.
Don't remember how long he's been in the United States, but yeah.
Very, very, very cool.
Just crazy. Crazy.
If somehow we can get him on the podcast.
I'm going to ask him and see. He's kind of quiet. He doesn't want a lot of fanfare. I didn't link his Instagram or nothing, because he doesn't make them. And there's been so much response. Like, he's going to make 12. That was his ultimate goal, was to make 12. And he started only in 2022. So in a year, he's like perfected everything. And the pen is like amazing. And who makes their own mechanical freaking pencils? I'm just blown away. But he's going to make 12, but he told me it may take years before he makes more. And he doesn't plan to sell them. A few people have them already, his father, his father-in-law, and I think his brother or cousin. That's it. He's giving them away, like, to friends and family. So I'm hoping I can be his friend. We'll see. I got to ship this stuff back in about a week. So I'm hoping I could do a few more videos, get those out, and then ship them back. Or just send him a bunch of money on PayPal and call it good.
Yeah. Sometimes that works, man.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. He laughs every time I ask him that. So we'll see. All right. So back to the movie knives. I think Stacy nailed it with the first comment. Whenever I hear movie knife, the first thing I think of is Rambo. The first thing I think of is First Blood, the original movie back from 1982.
Yep, I agree with that.
I hear a movie knife. What do you think of? What's the first thing that comes to your mind, Alex?
Yeah, it's probably Rambo as well. First Blood, same thing. And I'm trying to see if I can pull up a picture of this thing.
This is also a good one. The Crocodile Dundee, machete, Bowie, sword, whatever. That's also a great one. I think a lot of people think of that. John Wick. Yep. We were talking about that also because that's more recent, more current. Like, maybe some of you guys are young and don't really know the Rambo story. I don't know. But what else was there? The one from Total Recall, the push dagger. Yeah, that's also a cool one. That was like the Cold Steel Safe Keeper, I think it was called.
Was that what it was? It was a Cold Steel?
I think it was. And I think that one was the There was 2 different cold steel push daggers. One was I think it was Safekeeper and Safekeeper 2. There was like a bigger one and a smaller one. I always wanted those, and I never bought them.
Well, I definitely think that literally Rambo is like the most obvious, famous like knife that comes to mind out of probably at least 80% of the people. I've even heard veterans, mention it like, "Oh, I saw Rambo. That's why I joined the military," and had that Jim Lyle Bowie with the sawback on the top. And I'd show it, but I don't remember how to share screens.
Go to present. Down on the bottom, it says present. Click on that.
Yeah. Here we go.
And then share like the Chrome tab or whatever it is.
Let's see.
Luck. See, Alex and I talked about this earlier. Luck nailed it. Their most current being Jason Momoa dual wielding Black Snows in the latest Fast and the Furious. Yes and no. Only one of them was a Black Snow. The other one, I can't remember, but it wasn't a Black Snow. He had one custom sabotage and one from Tom somebody. It's different. I originally thought it was 2 Black Snows also, but it wasn't.
So here's the Rambo knife right here, the Jim Lyle's. And you can see like the whole freaking tooth saw and the way that he like beveled it and everything. And I think you can still buy these from Jim Lyle, if I remember right, but I'm not 100% sure. But this is the First Blood one right there.
I think so.
And it's even got the little sharpening deal right there, which is pretty cool. So kind of cool.
I need to just get serious and buy them. I've never bought them because, well, back in the day I was a kid, I didn't have money, but now I do, and I just need to look for them and get them because,
I just want the First Blood one. That one, this one over here is pretty awesome, man.
I need the whole set.
I want to beat on it, like I just
all the way from the even the most recent Last Blood was from Pull Force, who made those ones. I had an opportunity to buy both of those, but I didn't.
Yep.
Damn it.
So then that would probably be the Blade Runner.
Oh, good one, Jason.
Good one, Jason. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So going down the list, I think the next one we should probably show is the Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, I think that's the second most iconic. I think.
Big time, because
what's funny is I wonder how many people don't even know what the knife is, but they know the saying.
I looked it up in the past, and you can see here, like they have Etsy's got, some guy making them. Like there's different things, but as far as, let's see here, where's the Crocodile Dundee? That doesn't look like what I'm here. I'll put scene in there. There we go.
Well, you're looking for that, Luck. I don't know. So Todd Begg, after the whole Rambo movies, he made a folding Rambo knife. He made 13 of those, one for each member of Baker team. And then he did some other ones. I don't know if he ever had anything in a movie, but I think he made some that like resembled movie knives after the facts, but I could be wrong. He might have had something in a movie. But the one that comes to mind is the folding. I don't remember what he called it, but it was kind of crazy expensive, so I didn't buy one. But it was a cool folding First Blood knife.
Let's see if this thing will let me play this thing. Through a different tab. Damn it. I need to look.
Yeah, it's the sharing thing is a little strange sometimes on how it shares. Because without sharing like your whole desktop, and for me that doesn't, I can't even really do that. because I have an ultra wide screen, so it shows up a little tiny if I share the whole thing.
There it is. I figured it out.
Okay.
Because we all gotta watch this. I mean, we all quote this.
You got a light, buddy?
Yeah, sure, kid. There you go.
And your wallet.
Nick, give him your wallet.
What for?
He's got a knife.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Yeah.
It's just an awesome knife. Like, yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to have one just because it is iconic and classic. But the Rambo ones is really where I want to be with my movie knives that I own. And the one which I haven't even mentioned or gotten to is the big one from Predator.
Yes, that
would be a cool one to own on the wall. Like, what am I going to do with a bunch of fixed blades? I don't carry them. I don't do anything with them. What's the point? But sometimes I do like to have some fixed blades. Wilson in the house.
What's up, Wilson?
Yeah, Skyfall had a knife scene towards the end. Yes. And that's David, who actually owns this Bond watch that I have here that I'm trying to sell for him / buy from him / please just somebody else buy it. I just bought a house. I need to not buy watches.
So for me, another one, while you continue along here, is going to be the movie The Hunted.
Yep.
The Hunted is a good one because I don't know who's familiar here with the Tom Brown tracker, but that was one of those things where the movie kind of made it even more famous, which was kind of cool.
Right.
So let me see if we can find that scene. It's really a short scene to really identify the knife because it's like one of those things. I mean, he shows it a few times, but the most famous part is when he throws it and basically sticks in the tree while he's trying to kill like the hunter who's now becoming hunted.
Yes.
And it's just such an iconic shape, you know. And let me see. Here we go. All right. So let's. Oh, I hate commercials.
Den bottles
We don't have a choice.
ordinary waters who send using.
Skip.
Yes. Pretty badass. There it is.
There you go. Now that's actually a knife that you own.
All right. So I do have one. This is not the Tom Brown tracker though. This is like somebody made this based on the Tom Brown tracker.
Oh yeah.
Because the Tom Brown tracker knife is actually made by Tops.
Okay.
And I got this bad boy right here. I bought this thing so many years ago, but there's a lot of talk about if this is actually a useful knife or not. I'm going to say it's probably awesome for chopping, especially because you have that acute edge right here.
Yeah.
This thing right here does not do anything. It's just not cut right for it. It should be more like striated back and forth. It's just more of like kind of like a flat cut, you know? So
it's just more like jimping.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, you know, if it had like maybe like kind of cross tooth on top, it might work better. And this is the Rocky Mountain handle that's kind of a upgrade option that you can get with these things.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the Tom Brown tracker is kind of cool looking, iconic blade. Yeah, I like this.
Very
thing.
cool.
What do we got next?
What's on your list? You had a list. And let's just jump right over to John. Nobody's mentioned. Oh yeah, they did mention it. But John Wick.
That's actually next on my list.
Like,
so
that's pretty iconic also, especially because it's more current than Rambo. I think, at least First Blood, because that's back in the 80s. So
do we want to watch the knife fight? No.
No, we're good. Oh, Byron, what's up, man? He says his favorite movie knife is Lieutenant Aldo Rain in Inglourious Bastards, Bark River Shining Mountain Bowie.
Oh yeah,
Bowie,
that's
whatever.
right. Is that really a Bark River Shining Mountain Bowie? Because
Only seen the movie once or twice. It wasn't really my favorite movie. I know you guys can hate in the comments. That's okay. I didn't really care for it.
I like to kill Nazis.
Actually, I think I only sat through it once because one of my coworkers is one of his favorite movies. So I'm like, all right, I'll watch it finally on Netflix or whatever. And I was like, not my thing.
That's loosely based on semi-true story, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the original guy was, wow. If you guys ever go and look into the real story of that, you guys will be more amazed than what any movie can tell you. That guy was nuts.
Mm.
And he was an interesting character because he was not liked by the military at all. He was just like so good at like everything that they really like kind of like, well, we don't really want to reprimand him. Let's just like send him behind enemy lines. So, but yeah, he was an unbelievable character. It's was it Dirty 13, or I can't remember what the name of it was, but go look into that story. It's really quite interesting. But since we're talking about John Wick, that is a movie knife I also have. Well,
I know. I'm impressed.
One of them. They do now use I think the last one he did the Grant and Gavin Hawk full titanium model
Deadlock.
C. Yeah, the Deadlock.
Yeah, and you saw it for like a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
It was very exciting. Like you didn't even know. If you weren't really watching and paying close attention, specifically looking for that knife, you probably wouldn't even have seen it in the movie. That's how little it was in there. And that was in John Wick 3?
Was it in Parabellum, I think?
I think it wasn't in the most current one, or was it? I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Blade Banter's here. What's up, Dave?
So he likes John Wick 1 and 4. I like 2 and 3 I could do without. Wait.
That's
John
fair.
Wick 1 and 4 I like. 2 and 3 I could do without. 3 I liked. 1 I loved. Yours? I think you lost me. Or
I like I like the first one. That was the one I really liked. That was always just the OG.
For sure, the first one, because I think the first one, it was new, it was exciting, it was different. And then I did like 2 and 3. The most current one was my least favorite. I think everybody ended up with a bulletproof suit, and it just became a little monotonous to me.
Well, it's like the first one didn't have a story, really. Like, he just got pissed off and went and slayed everybody, right?
Yeah, but they shot his dog. I get it.
I know.
I'm not even a dog person, but...
Well, they stole his 69 Mustang, and then they shot his dog. So fair, right? But other than that...
just go kill it, everybody. Burn it down.
the story lasted 5 minutes, and then he just went to town on everybody. So I like the simplicity of it because it wasn't
Yes.
like I didn't have to think about it very much.
Correct.
But then, you know, part two, then they start getting to the story a little bit, which I was cool with that one too. And then the idea of like Hitman going after him, I thought was super cool, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, it was just like 3 and 4 was just kind of, yeah, I'll watch
the
it.
story started to get a little more complex and
Yeah.
hard to kind of follow. And if you didn't watch the other movie, you didn't quite understand. And like it just, I like the franchise, I do, but it started to get so complicated towards as it went on.
Yeah.
And then they're going to have a prequel TV show with Mel Gibson.
What?
Yeah, it's like I don't know if it's like TV or if it's Netflix or Amazon or like it's something like that. And Mel Gibson is going to be the I think Winston equivalent, running the Continental before Winston and stuff.
Oh, so it's not going to be about John Wick. It's going to be about all the assassins, right?
Yeah, it's like a prequel to John Wick. So it's before John Wick like becomes John Wick. I haven't really listened to everything about it, but that's kind of the gist I'm understanding. I like the franchise. I'll keep watching. I really do like Keanu as a person, so I'm good with that.
And there it is.
Yeah, and they made a very cool like box set with that, the Combat Troodon, some gold coins, and a pencil in like a pelican case and everything. A couple of my buddies ended up buying that, and then
so the first one had the Vapor Blast Combat Troodon, and then a Vapor Blast Drop Point Ultra Tech, just like this one. This one's a Marfion as well.
Yep.
And then, like you said, you had the coin, the pencil, which I thought the pencil was funny.
I thought it was funny. Like you had to include the pencil in the thing. I thought that was so awesome.
Yeah. And then the second one had a cipher in it. And the second box set was production. The first box set was Marfion Custom. And the second box set, there it is. Yeah. Now you might see mine's got the button slightly modded. I got put a tritium tube in there, but other than that, it's identical. Of course I did. But I am still looking for the because they made them in a box set and they made them in singles. So I bought one of the singles, and they made both of them in singles. So I'm still looking for that Combat Troodon and Vapor Blast.
I kind of wanted to buy one of these box sets because I was a big John Wick fan, but I think it was like $2,500 when they first came out or something, and I just I couldn't swing it at that moment, so I didn't. And CPM, what's up, dude? I think he's talking about will be set in the 60s. Is that prequel to the John Wick with Mel Gibson? I don't remember what it's called though, but. The Cypher was Microtech's coolest looking knife.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Okay. I liked it. I kind of like the combat better, but it's the second set. I can't remember what the other.
Thanks, Dave. Happy birthday to your kid from all of us here on YouTube. Happy birthday! Yep.
Good to see you, Dave. Dave's making a cool movie watch type thing, by the way. He's working. I'm not gonna reveal much. Maybe I'll let you know on the side, but
he's been sending me pictures and stuff too. I think is that the same one? Probably.
Yeah. It's a bit Bondish.
Yes, he's got some great ideas and a lot of cool stuff. And I still love the Cetus knife that I have from him. It's awesome for a budget, affordable $60, $70 knife. I used it almost the entire time I was moving. That's the knife I carried around and just worked with and hung out with while I was moving, packing, all of that. It's a great knife.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was very comfortable to use. The Arch Nemesis. I agree. I think
that would be a good movie knife.
For sure it would be. So I agree with that. But yeah, John Wick's a good one. But You know, I gotta say that even if you look really hard in those movies, like you can barely like the movies are not like, or the knives in the movies aren't really like showing you really what they are like up close. Like
That's
they're
correct.
not. Yeah, they're kind of hard to tell what it is.
Yeah, I think in the very first movie was the most easiest to tell, and maybe in the
Yeah,
second when they had him in that one room when he was with the sommelier,
yeah,
grabbing the knives, all freshly stoned, and whatever.
yeah,
You got a pretty
yeah,
good close up of him, kind of using it, so to speak, fiddling with it before he had them send him to his room. But
right.
yeah, no, the actual use is, they're more focused on the gun stuff. I think the guns from Terran Tactical made
Yep,
way bigger than the knives did,
yep.
because
You know
everybody
who?
wants a 2011 now.
Oh yeah. Well, I would almost prefer a staccato personally than a 2011, but
Those are pretty badass. Also, my buddy Kevin just got one, or he's got his second
it's
or
on my
third one.
list.
They're
It's on my
they look
list.
amazing.
Yep, yep. But the guy, you know who taught Keanu Reeves how to do all that tactical shit was Sean Ryan, the Navy SEAL that has like the podcast on YouTube.
Oh yeah, he
He's
did a bunch. Same with Terran from Terran Tactical.
yeah.
They did a lot
Well,
of training
well,
together.
Sean did almost entirely like for the first movie, and then Taryn did a little bit with the shooting stuff, but all the tactics of it, like how he
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
rolls and does all that stuff, that's all Sean
yes,
Ryan. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. And then yeah, you see him like all the time going to Terran Tactical and like
yep,
blowing 1,000 targets and stuff. So that's
yeah.
kind
I
of
like Sean Ryan. He's starting to go towards the conspiracy theory world. So I watch him less and less now because I think he's like a little out there on some stuff. But his older
well,
stuff or earlier stuff, I really, really liked. His more current stuff, I don't like as much. That's all.
I watch every episode. I'm a big fan. I actually am one of his Patreons. I like
Oh
Sean Ryan.
shit! You
Yeah,
paying the dude even? Look at
yeah,
you.
because it's got a lot of cool stuff on his thing. That's the only Patreon I'm like subscribed to. Is
Damn.
just his. And then we do a live, so I've gotten to hang out and chat with him and like a bunch of the dudes
Okay.
and stuff. He does lives once a month when you do the Patreon, and
Through his
then he's got
Patreon
a
thing.
whole
That's cool.
yeah.
How many
So
people are
that's
watching his lives? Does it show?
oh shit. a lot,
Probably a
lot,
freaking 5,000 in the first 5 minutes.
a lot. Well, it's not that many, but like
Nah, it's
for the
probably a
lives,
couple hundred because it's only the Patreon members.
yeah, and it's got to be level 3 Patreon. So it's not just his Patreon. You got to be level 3. And then, but level 3 is only $35, so it's not really that much.
A year?
But no, a month.
A month? Oh, that's not that much. Okay.
Nah, compared to some of the other dudes, you see like knife reviewers, doing that. This guy's got a full blown show, and there's behind the scenes shit like
Yeah.
all the time. I get emails of like other stuff that he posts
Mm-hmm.
like continuously during the week. So he like really gives you a lot of material and stuff like that.
That's cool.
And his tactical library, like his
You can go
shooting,
and like look at all that.
I have access to all of it, and he's really, really, really good. Like I like how he breaks shit down. It's pretty simple.
That's
So
cool.
yeah.
All right. So what else do you
next
have on
movie,
your list? So we've got Rambo. We did John Wick. We did Crocodile Dundee. We talked about Predator a little bit.
oh, another knife I have. Everybody knows the Joker knife, right? If it deploys. Oh, yeah, there's a lock on it. Yes. So here
that's right. Yep.
Here's the Joker knife right here. Now this is loosely based on a Dalton Cupid, which is the actual knife that they used. but this is actually a much nicer knife. It's by Paragon, and but it's that classic split switchblade, design with the little milling hole right here. This is exactly pretty much what you're going to get, except this one's Damascus, which is even cooler. But I thought the Joker was pretty iconic because he always has a knife, always.
Yes. And
it's always usually like in a scene where he's holding it up to somebody's face or whatever. Like it's an iconic tool for the Joker from Batman, like he's got cool stuff like, the buzzard hand that like fries you and like the whatever else. But he usually always has a knife. So I thought that was another cool one to like kind of mention and whatnot. So
I agree. Stacey says the movie Machete.
Oh yeah.
Which is a good one with yes.
And actually, Johnny Trejo's on my list because not only did he do Machete, but I think his most famous role, where he had the throwing knives, was probably Desperado. That's when he had him like all over.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And if I remember right, I think he had him on the movie Dusk Till Dawn as well. He's always the knife guy.
Yeah, he's always kind of a knife guy for sure.
And it's always a lot of throwing knives with that guy. I wonder if he can actually throw a
probably not.
Knife.
I'm gonna say he probably cannot, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. But that was another one to mention. Another cool movie. So now we're gonna get into one that was mentioned before. It's not the type of cutlery like we collect, or some of us may, but Michael Myers. Michael Myers, come on, everybody thinks of that's like, classic, right? It's a chef's knife, but dude, Michael Myers is the knife horror movie guy. Like, there was another movie, was the one where like the guy like murders that lady in the shower. That was another knife movie. I forgot what the name of that one. That's even older though. Was that The Shining?
I think it's The Shining, right?
I think it was a different one.
I don't know. I don't watch it because that's a scary movie. I don't watch those kind of movies.
No, it was Psycho.
Psycho.
It was Psycho.
I don't watch that movie either because
Psycho
that's a scary movie. I don't watch Psycho or The Shining. No. Sorry,
no, but if you watch Psycho, it's so old. Like, I can't. David, do you remember what year that movie's from? It's like one of those movies. It's like, yeah, it's not.
Oh, I'm sure it's fine. And my girlfriend wants me to
like
watch The Shining because she goes, "It's not a scary movie. It's a thriller movie." And it's no, I'm good. I don't need to watch it.
I don't know. It was a mind F, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The Shining.
Yeah. No, I understand the premise, but no, I'm good. Luck, you better like get your knives out there then and get them in a movie.
Right. Oh, like it's 60s. It's 1960s.
If you want, I can show it on the big screen. You just got to send me some stuff like we've only talked about for years, but okay, whatever. He'd probably send it to those other YouTube guys that actually get views and stuff. All those people that I've unsubscribed to and I don't follow, that's who Mike sent stuff to probably.
Well, don't worry, because if you send him stuff, Mike, he will use it. If you want him to beat on something, Dirk will do it.
I gotta figure out because I've got a couple of knives here that people want me to do some torture testing with, and I just am not even sure what to do or how to do it yet. So I do have a couple here that I need to send back to people at some point, but like he's cool with it. He's like, yeah, keep it, whatever, however you know. So, but yeah, there is one people did want me to do some testing with, and then another one, the fixed blade I got from HX Outdoor. People want to. I got two of the same, so I think I'm gonna beat one up and then give the other one away or something. I don't know. We'll see.
It'd be cool to see if a cheap fixed blade can hold up. You know what I'm saying?
I know. I got to figure out and get some wood or like get some 4x4s or something. Like I got to get some stuff to do it with.
The
Ice
block chop, says Tie Addiction. Yes.
That
Knife
would
or
be
death.
kind of cool. Like I got to figure out how to effectively logistically get some hardwood and some stuff and some big 2-inch rope and stuff like that so that I can do some tests and then try to figure out how to set up outside, to do it all and film it and stuff. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, sure. We're going to go help Era's EDC get over 500, but we don't even have 500 on this channel. Sure. Okay, everybody, go push him over the 500 mark, and we'll sit at 400. It's cool. Whatever.
I didn't even see where we're at.
I say that kiddingly, but sure, go help him out. Whatever. I like to help other people out. Nobody ever helps us out, but that's okay. It's all good.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
Next,
what else was on your list? Oh, Jason Bourne. Yeah,
Jason Bourne. That
a couple
was
times. It wasn't a big thing, though.
No, but it was a great knife fight because the way they moved the cameras all fast and like you feel the impact, and that was some ass kicking shit right there. I liked it. So Jason Bourne was one that I thought was a good highlight for a knife movie. They have a great knife fight, actually kind of a brutal one in Gangs of New York with Leonardo DiCaprio. That was a pretty good one, I would say. That was one of those things where, I agree. Watch at your discretion.
Yeah,
because they really like made that movie like kind of gruesome in a way, like in the way that they portrayed everything. It was one of those shockers for sure.
Agreed. So Jason's got a good question. So how do you get more knives into movies? I got no clue on that. But how would you like to see them portrayed? That's a good thing. Like, because we want to see it in the movie. And it doesn't necessarily, Jason, not necessarily asking about his specifically, but just a knife in general. We'd like to see them portrayed and not like a main feature, but more than just a 2-second thing.
Well, like it's one of those things where if you portray them too much, everybody thinks you're a villain. So, you got to be careful, right? And the movie I'll bring up that started the whole thing and even started the freaking OTF laws was Rebel Without a Cause with James Dean.
Yes.
That was that Switchblades, and that was another good one though.
Yep, Gangs of New York.
I agree.
Gamer with Gerard Butler. That was a good one. I like Gerard Butler in general. He's used a pull force in a movie I actually had. I did own a movie knife. That one pull force I had was from.
That's right.
Angel Has Fallen, but the London Has Fallen. It was from the London Has Fallen movie. Yeah. And then I did sell it, but it was a cool knife. That was my one movie knife. So I have owned a movie knife before.
Yeah, but I can't believe you sold that one. Like that was a good one.
What was I looking for to sell it? I was buying something else at the time. I was kind of at that time in my life a couple of years ago. I was selling stuff to buy something else. Now I'm just buying the something else and just storing the something like that I had. I mean, I've sold a few things. I do have a knife that I have for sale or trade, that Blorock BBR3. I got to do a video on it, but like I have a trade thing. I traded a Medford Knife and Tool logo tool for a Spartan Harsey Palace, and then I traded that for a DSK Tactical, and then I traded that for the Blorock. So now I got to trade it for something else, or I'll just sell it. And then if I sell it, I'll just use that money to buy tickets and go to Blade West. Because I am thinking about doing that, Mike, if you're going to be there.
Yeah, I'll probably be there.
No, Blade West in Utah next month.
Oh, no, probably not that one. Yeah,
I'm thinking of going
wanted
there.
to try, but yeah,
Eric wants me to go.
Yeah.
Eric says I can hang out with him. I can stay at his place.
Yeah, I considered it, but I don't think I'm going to be able to leave the family for a few days.
That way I can go hang out with him and I can, check out the he's got a red cleaver I can hang out with.
Hey, don't put too
I can
many
put my greasy
fingertips
palms on that.
on.
Mr. Ed says the knife scene in Under Siege. Alex and I were talking about that before we started going live, and yes,
it's on my list.
it's on his list. And Mike, I'm about 75% going to come to Blade West, but don't tell anybody because I don't want to see anybody there.
Yeah. No, Claymore, Stacy, that's a sword. That doesn't count. That's not a knife.
It's a cutting tool. So like the Claymore is cool, and then we could get into swords. You could go to like Highlander. The original first Highlander way back in probably the 80s. Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, Luke's got his
there
ticket
can only
to
be
Blade
one.
West. I'll talk to you on the side, Mike. We'll figure out maybe Blade West. We'll see. Maybe.
I didn't know there was a knife in V for Vendetta. I don't remember that one. Was there a knife fight there?
I don't think I saw that movie.
Oh yeah, that was another psychological one. That was probably why.
David
Bad
with the
Boy.
Bond reference again. Oh, Bad Boys for Life. That was a good one. I liked that movie because it tied in all of the first Bad Boys movies. Right?
Yeah,
they got married. The kid was there. Like it tied a lot of things together, and I really liked that franchise also. And another Bond reference here, the hat from Goldfinger, the bzzz, top hat.
I forgot the character's name. What's the character's name? I forget the
Oddjob.
The henchman. Oh yeah, that's right. Oddjob. Yeah, you're right.
Do you know what knife was used in Collateral? No.
You know what's
Google
crazy is I just watched that movie like a week and a half ago or so. Yeah, that was a good movie. I like that.
The movie with Ponyboy was The Outsiders?
Ralph Macchio. Oh yeah, The Outsiders.
Was that The Outsiders?
That was The Outsiders.
With Ralph Macchio and
dude, I had a
Patrick
gang
Swayze. It like had all of like those. They're all famous, They all got their start there.
I think another honorable mention for knife fight movies was Kill Bill with Uma Thurman and Vivica Fox. If you guys have seen that one, that knife fight was brutal. That was a very good movie scene. And somebody mentioned it earlier in the comments. It's on my list. Scream,
Scream, yes. Yeah.
So that was another one.
Outsiders had like everybody.
It did.
Yes. And then we said happy birthday to David's kid, but we should also say happy birthday to Ty Addiction. So if he is still
his
here,
birthday today?
He told me that he was only going to be here for a little bit today because he may not, because they're having cake and ice cream. So
nice.
Collateral Tom Cruise used a CRK Sabenza? Seriously?
Interesting. Good choice. Wow, they had taste. I like that.
Interesting. I did not know that.
I didn't know that was a Sabenza. Huh.
It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but all right, Ty is still here, so you are quite welcome.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Happy birthday, man.
And I think that's pretty much my list. We mentioned Commando, right?
We did not mention Commando, but that's a great one. And then going back in time also to the similar era is Cobra.
Yes.
Great movie. Yeah. That trench knife with the spikes. I think Todd Begg made one that was similar to that after that movie. That's the other one I was thinking of that Todd Begg made, I think. He made a folder of that one. I think it was a folder of that one. I think so. And it went for like 10 grand or something like that.
That's pretty wild. Yeah, I remember him making a trench knife. I couldn't remember if it was folding or not. That was a while ago. I think that was
It was a
few years back.
long time ago. I'm going to Google here and see if I can find it really quick. Oh, here I can. Let me share my screen real quick. So here up in the top right is the folding Rambo knife that Todd Begg made.
Oh, that's neat.
It's
That's
super
pretty
cool.
badass.
It's actually really cool. I kind of want one now.
I didn't even know that.
Sheath and all that.
I didn't even know that existed.
And literally, he only made one for each member of the Baker team. So there was like 12 or 13 knives made. That's it.
Wow.
But they were
That's pretty rad.
$7,500. Now, I'm not saying that that's too much. I mean, don't get me wrong if Todd's listening, because, you know, he watches everything we do. But, oh, here it is. It wasn't a folder.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's it right there. I remember
That's
that.
it. Yeah. So this was like his rendition of the Cobra knife, so to speak, maybe.
Yeah, it was just a crazy ass trench knife, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
and he
that's
made
wild.
one like this over here too. This one, if you can see that here, is kind of crazy.
Dude, look at that one. It is folding. Look.
So yeah, there's a folder one here too. Yeah, Arizona
Arizona
Custom.
Custom. Click on that.
It's gonna go to a new page, but I'll reshare that one. 6,500, and it's out of stock. But that folding one here is 6,500 on Arizona Custom Knives back in 2022. So a year ago, it sold. I remember seeing that on there. I think somebody sent me a link to it. So Todd
That's
makes
pretty
some
wild.
incredible stuff, and I'm not saying the prices are too high. At the time that the Baker knife was coming out, his folding Rambo knife, there was no way I could do 7,500 for a knife. If it was coming out today, or if somebody had one and they wanted like $6,000 for it or something, I would very much consider it. But I'm done.
He says Nordic Knives has that bag for $9,000. Chris says that.
Yeah, the stuff goes crazy on secondary, which is fine. I'm trying to get this guy from. I'm trying to not send this back. The other ones he made don't have the honeycomb in the blade. They're just standard bits. So they're all a little bit different. And when I do the full video, I'm going to insert a bunch of pictures that he sent me.
That's cool. Yeah, I think it was like something that I saw, and I'm like, finally something that was different, you know?
Totally
And,
different. And
I
he makes the
appreciate
screws
that.
himself. He makes the bearing cages himself. Like it's just the whole story behind it is just amazing. He even sent me a picture of one of his pens in an X-ray machine.
Oh wow!
So it kind of shows the mechanisms inside.
Right.
It's crazy. Oh snap! Ty Addiction has held that bag in his hand. Why do you buy it, man?
Pretty cool.
Buy it, take it home, ship it to me. I'll film it, I'll ship it back, and then you go sell it back to them. Dune.
There was a knife in Dune. That's right. There was.
Mm-hmm.
I think the new one though, not the OG, but the new one. There was a knife. Yeah.
Are we missing any movie knives from you viewers?
Yeah, that was.
What have we missed?
I'm sure there's a bunch.
I'm sure there's a bunch, but let us know. And if you're watching this after we're live, comment. We still read the comments. I know
we do.
not many people watch the things after they're live, but all the comments and stuff, we still do read and try to respond to them all on both this channel and our own personal channels. I love the comments.
There is that other one that I was on my list. I left it off because not everybody's our age, but Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Yes.
Big Bowie knife. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Kick-Ass had a Benchmade Bali song in it.
I didn't see that one.
I watched part of that movie, but I didn't watch the whole thing. Lux says Spider Coast Civilian in Hannibal.
I really want that knife. That's a
think
knife
there's
again that I've always just wanted.
I think that knife's been in a lot of movies.
Yes, and it's been out there for a long time, and there's no reason why I don't have it, other than I've just never bought one. But I've always wanted that knife, and I've always wanted the cold steel push dagger. There's a bunch of stuff I've wanted, and then now that I'm an adult, even though I'm a 12-year-old with an adult paycheck, I sometimes just don't spend the money on them.
Oh, Young Guns, that's true. Chavez did have a nice Bowie knife as well.
Oh yeah, we covered John Wick for sure.
Yes, we did. Yeah, Young Guns.
Okay, one. Yeah.
That was a great movie.
Oh, okay. So if I give Chris $9,000 for his birthday, then he promises he'll go and buy that knife. Okay. I'll get you later. I'll get your PayPal. Once we're done with the live stream, I'll hit you up.
Dang, Mr. Ed's coming out with all of them. Cold steel push dagger on Platoon. Do you have Google up or something?
Oh, Platoon. Yes.
Yeah.
Platoon was good.
Platoon was phenomenal.
That was a great movie. And the push dagger thing was very cool also. For sure. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Commando.
Apocalypse Now is more.
Apocalypse Now.
That's more the watch.
Yes.
Willard, yeah. That's more the watch.
Raw Deal with Arnold, way back, going back in time again.
Oh yeah.
He had, I think he had push daggers in his belt behind him or something, if I remember. It's been a while since I've seen that movie also. I like those older 80s movies. That's my jam.
Me too. A Benchmade and I Am Legend.
I have not seen that. That one was with Will Smith, right?
Yeah. That was one of his better movies. I would say that's one of Will Smith's best movies. That was really good.
I'll have to go see that one. I remember wanting to see it and kind of it.
Is it because it's a horror movie and you're going to get scared, Dirk?
No, that was not really a horror movie. Is it?
Yeah, it was. Zombies.
Oh, maybe that's why I didn't watch it. So now I don't. Okay, so let me clarify here. It's not necessarily the zombies that bother me, because a movie that I actually shocks people that I actually very much like is World War Z.
Oh, that's a good one.
I actually really like that movie, and it's zombies and apocalypse. But like The Walking Dead, no. I think I've seen half an episode, and that was enough for me. I think that's dumb. I don't know nothing about Walking Dead. I know nothing about Walking Dead Still Alive, Walking Dead Dylan Dixon, the next Walking Dead. Forget all that junk. But zombies, I'm okay with in World War Z.
What about Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Is that an actual movie?
Yeah. You never heard of that movie?
No.
That's an old horror movie. These clowns were aliens. They came down, and I remember vividly the scene where they would entrap people in these cotton candy cocoons. And then they would later on, after they're dead, they would take a straw and stab it and drink the blood. And they had these big fangs that would come out when they smiled. Yeah, that movie messed me up when I was a kid. Yep.
No, I did watch as a kid. I watched Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
That's
kind of horror movie-ish, right?
Kind of.
And Close Encounters. That's not really a horror movie, but Close Encounters.
No. Lex's Killer Clowns was so dumb. But it will scare you.
Killer Clowns was 87? That's not that old.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's old. That's when I was supposed to graduate from high school, if I had to graduate high school. But let's not go there. But
if you think about like graphics and things like that,
wow,
they
Killer
look
Clowns from Outer
pretty
Space.
cheesy.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
skip
that
it
was
because it seems.
yeah.
Another one that was
It's-
really dumb was Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was also very dumb, but was kind of a bit much back in the day. See, David and
Yeah.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Yeah, go check it out. Google that up. It was an actual movie, and it had these killer tomatoes that rolled around and they rolled over people. It's been so long since I've seen it. I don't remember the details.
They made a cartoon of that too.
Did they? This was an actual movie.
No, I know, but they made a cartoon series afterwards that kids would watch. Remember when cartoons used to be a Saturday morning thing?
Yeah,
like when we were kids. It was on one of those things. It was like a Saturday morning cartoon. Be like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah. So Mr. Ed's pulling out some good stuff. Big Trouble in Little China. Love that movie.
Yes.
And the Knife.
I think
that's just a great movie.
I think
Mars Attacks.
If I remember right, I think that Gerber was like a Gerber Mark IV or something like that he had in the Big Trouble in Little China. That was a good one. What about Kurt Russell in what's that one where he's that character Snake Plissken?
Escape from New York.
Escape from New York.
Love that show also.
Yes. Call me Snake.
That was a good movie. It was a Jack Burton knife in Big Trouble in Little China.
Was it? Yeah, I thought. Yeah, you know how many times me and my dad called each other Snake? Don't call me Snake. Oh, see, it looks like a Gerber Mark IV.
It looks like a Gerber. Well, the Gerber tattoo knife used by Jack Burton so it is. Yeah, Jack Burton was his name in the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a Gerber something.
I'm pretty sure that's a Gerber Mark IV.
So yeah, very cool. Yeah, see,
I've
knives
actually
are
wanted
cool.
one of those in my collection, but I was looking for like a nice one, and the ones that are worth a lot of money, because believe it or not, I know a little bit about old school Gerbers.
Mm-hmm.
That particular knife, if you can find one manufactured in 69 or 70, you're finding a legit Vietnam era Gerber Mark IV, and that shit's worth tons of money. They were like, when I was hunting for one, like, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago, I think they were like $1,500 or something like that.
Yeah. Stuff has certainly gone up in price. I mean, but that's just life, inflation, normal stuff. But and I'm okay with paying up. I'm not okay with like a $1,500 knife that somebody has that wants to sell it for $4,000 just because they can. That's a whole different video topic that we've talked about before. I've done videos on, you've done videos on. I think we did a live about it. That's different. But normal markup stuff, I'm fine with. People that get in on lottos and then sell it before they even have it in their hand, I think you guys need to be strung up because I think that's just wrong. And, I have a problem with that. And even though some of my friends do that, I still have a problem with that aspect. But that's just me.
I think it's slightly unethical. I mean, I get it. Yes, it's legal, but is it like is it
morally right?
Yeah, it's not even about the it's like if you're not gonna collect it, let somebody who's gonna actually like keep it in their box, somebody who really loves it, and go and buy it.
Or somebody that really it's somebody that really wants to own it, not wants to own it to flip it to make double the price. Like, I don't agree with that. I get it. I'm not saying you can never sell it, but at least get it in your hands. Wait a week or 2 or a month and then sell it. Don't sell it before it even ships to you. And I see that happening all the time, and it just irks the shit out of me. I'm like, how are you even selling it? You just won the lotto like an hour ago. I know you don't have it.
Yep.
But yet you're listing it for sale with the stock pictures. Like, yes, Predator. We did touch on Predator a little bit. If you got here on time, you would have known that, but we'll circle back real quick. Yes, that big ass one that the Indian type dude has. Love one of those. I think that'd be so awesome on the wall or something.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some good ones.
There's definitely cool ones. Let us know in the comments if you have more later. And I think we're kind of at a good spot here to wrap up. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining. I think we had good conversations. And we've thought about actually doing a similar topic about movie watches. Let us know your thoughts on that too, because there's a lot to talk about there as well.
Yep.
Maybe more so than knives if we really got into it. But
hell,
we could spend an hour just talking about Bond watches.
Yep.
So
yeah.
Thanks everybody for taking some time out of your day to hang out with us. Please, do all the YouTube crap. Go check out our main channels if you don't already. All that stupid stuff that you're supposed to do.
Yeah, subscribe, hit the bell, leave comments down below.
All that junky YouTube stuff that I never really beg people to do. So that's why our channel is where it is, because we're not begging for views and likes and all that stuff every time. So it just is what it is. It's all good. But thanks guys for hanging out, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks, and we'll have some more fun.
Thanks, guys.